good, Commanders fans? Jayden Daniels officially named the starting quarterback for the Washington Commanders. So congrats to him. Very well deserved. I know it was a competition with air quotes for sure, and he earned it for sure. I mean, he earned it really in minicamp, OTAs. Him getting to the building first at like 5:30 a.m., doing the right things, getting along with the guys, just doing all the right things, saying the right things, leading by example, building rapport. Dan Quinn is always, he said that, Jayden was ahead of schedule back in I think either early training camp or an OTAs or something like that. So we've heard nothing but good things about Jayden Daniels. And this is very well deserved. And we knew this was going to happen from the day we drafted him. There's no point in drafting a number 2 and sitting him behind a guy that really is a backup or Marcus Mariota. And this is exciting, man. We get to see the Jayden Daniels era begin. Want to give a quick shout out to BetUS. Make sure you guys check out BetUS. The link down below in the description. Shout out to them. They are sponsoring this video and a bunch of videos in this upcoming season. We did hit the under on the game against the Dolphins. It went well under. I gave you guys that free play on BetUS. On BetUS, you get first-time users, you get a 125% sign-up bonus for your first 3 deposits. So I gave you guys a play on that. If you guys did sign up with BetUS and played that play, you guys won and cashed out for sure. So make sure you guys tail on these picks all season on BetUS, man. I'm going to try to help you guys get some money on there for sure. Link down below in the description. But back to Jayden, very well deserved. I did see some kind of, I'm not going to say haters, but guys who were pro Drake May before the draft. There was a lot of pro Drake May guys, and it's not like I dislike Drake May, but there was a lot of guys who I saw on Twitter kind of discount and discredit what he did in the preseason. It's the preseason, so they're not going to show too much. But there were a couple of tweets that said that, the time and the speed of him getting the ball out was very quick. There was no long developing routes or anything like that, and very vanilla. And that's what preseason is supposed to be. So I don't know what they were expecting, but, it's something that we are going to have to see during the regular season. Him drop back a lot. Actually, not a lot. It's kind of the opposite of what we wanted to see last year from Sam. We wanted to see him get the ball out quick, and Cliff Kingsbury has him getting the ball out quick. So, but you want to discount preseason anyway. But I saw some stuff online that kind of just came off. I'm not going to call it hating, but I think one guy's name was like Josh Norris or something like that. Jayden Daniels' time to throw on 15 preseason dropbacks, 1.91 seconds. Quickest in the NFL last season was 2.36 seconds. Jayden Daniels' air yards per attempt was 5.5. His shortest in the NFL season, the shortest air yard attempt in the NFL last season was 5.7. Plenty of focus on ball out quick RPO. We haven't seen a real drop back game yet from Jayden Daniels. And the thing is, this guy Josh, he has to realize, first of all, he only played 3 series for one. He did have a nice drop back where on the 3rd and 6 to De'Ami Brown, where he actually changed the play. Cliff really just wanted to be up tempo and get the ball out quick, which is fine. I like that. I thought it worked really, really well. It was tough for the Dolphins defense to stop it. It was very tough for the Jets defense to stop it because he clearly scored a touchdown on that play. B-Rob, he's going to make B-Rob so much better. He's going to make Austin Eckler so much better. He's going to make their games so much easier. But there are going to be some times where he's going to have to drop back clearly on 3rd and 9, 3rd and 8. There's going to be some long developing routes or whatever, but we do want him to get the ball out quick, and I do love this up-tempo offense. It's not going to always be up-tempo, but I do like them playing with urgency and trying to keep people on their heels. So I do really like that a lot. And there are going to be a good amount of RPOs too. There are going to be times where they're going to have design runs like we saw where he didn't get down and Dan Quinn was a little upset with him, but he has to learn how to slide. But I think we have a guy that is certainly being capable of being a franchise quarterback for sure. So those are some things that kind of didn't annoy me, but it is what it is on that. But you look at some of his preseason stats that he had. The game against the Dolphins, 10 for 12, 83.3% completion rate, 91 total yards, 93.8 passer rating. And then in the 2 games that he played together combined, he was 12 for 15 for 123 yards and 80% completion. So he did all the things right. And like I said, you can already see the pressure that he's putting on the defense. That pass up the middle to John Bates off of RPO, where you can see the linebackers move up and they're just so concerned, scared to death of what Jayden Daniels can do. And I think Cliff Kingsbury is going to be very creative. He's making guys like De'Ami Brown better, getting the ball to Terry McLaurin in space. So you already see that in the preseason. But like I said, you don't want to get too hyped. But this was something that we knew was coming, especially with Marcus Mariota being out with an injury. Even if he was healthy, he wasn't going to be the starter anyway. But this is the right move to announce it now and not wait until, after the Patriots game. And he most likely will not play in the Patriots game anyway. But honestly, I think they could have been like Caleb Williams and just announced it in really like the beginning of training camp if it were up to me, honestly. But I like that Dan Quinn kind of had that old school mindset and tried to make it a competition, or kind of, make it look like a competition a little bit out there. He didn't want to just hand him the starting job from the get-go. So, but yeah, this is good news. This is news that we've been waiting for, and he's looked the part. He went out there, played well, didn't make many mistakes, and took what the defense gave him, and had a couple of drives that could have went better than what they did, but we had a missed kick from Riley Patterson, and then we had a couple of penalties from Andrew Wiley. So it's like, what if Andrew Wiley didn't false start or hold? Maybe the drives would have went 4 touchdowns. You just never know. And the quarterback keeper, he just made it look so easy for the touchdown against the Jets, and then the play call where he checked out of it and threw it down to De'Ami Brown. Those were some really nice plays that he made out there for sure, and just looked poised in the pocket. All right, we're going to get to some Dan Quinn quotes here. Talking about Jordan Magee and Brandon Coleman, a couple injury updates that he did talk about, and a quote that he did say about Jayden Daniels. But before we do that, today's episode, of course, is brought to you by BetUS. Make sure you guys sign up with them. Use the link down below in the description. 125% sign-up bonus up to $2,000 on your first 3 deposits. Fastest payouts in the industry and easy and quick withdrawals. Like I said, we did hit on the pick that I gave you guys against the Dolphins. For the under, that was like the easiest under I've ever seen in my life, with Trace McSorley playing quarterback and Skylar Thompson, Mike White, guys like that. And, our receivers dropping passes left and right like Cole Turner and Mitchell Tinsley. Even if he would have caught the touchdown, the game would have still went under. But some plays that I do like that just came out is Jayden Daniels under 11.5 interceptions on the season. I don't see him throwing over 11 interceptions on the season. So I would definitely take that bet right now before the season starts. So make sure you guys check out the link down below in the description. All right. Quickly here before we wrap it up. Jordan Magee, this is kind of, it's kind of disappointing and good news at the same time. It's like bad and good news at the same time. So he said Jordan Magee, it's an MCL injury, but not season ending. No timetable on his return, but Dan Quinn said he will be back. So that's good news. Thank goodness it's not an ACL injury. Thank goodness it's not a season ending injury. We'll see, like, what are they going to do with him on the roster? Are they going to put him on the 53 and then put him on that 4-week IR? I got to look at the rules again, because I know when it was the 2020 season, they changed the rule like 4 weeks and you could come back or something like that. And I know like before that was like 8 weeks on IR before you could come back. So, and then I know if they put you on IR before the season starts, if that rule is still the same, then you have to be on IR for the rest of the season, like they did with Jayden Daniels last year. So that's the news on that. I mean, he's a promising rookie, had a really good training camp. He's really built, strong as I don't know what, very has some good speed to him. Tough player, wore that single digit number at Temple. And, he can still be one of those guys where you look at the Niners where they draft guys in the 5th round, linebackers in the 5th round, 3rd round, like Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw. Like, can he be another one of those guys that can get to the quarterback, cover guys, just do everything all over the field, sideline to sideline kind of linebacker? I think he has that potential for sure. And I think he was running with the ones a little bit too in like mini camp, OTAs and whatnot, stuff like that. All right. Now that definitely, and I think it definitely cements Jamin Davis making the team. I think Jamin Davis is going to make the team anyway after that sack. But this news on Jordan Magee is definitely going to cement Jamin Davis making the roster. All right. Dan Quinn basically said they're still looking for their kicker, and cut down day will open up more options. That's where their number 2 spot in the claim order should help them. So yeah, they need to cut this guy Riley Patterson anyway right now. He doesn't need to be on the roster. His key card should not have worked to get into the building this morning. He should have had his pink slip as well. His code should not have worked anymore. Riley Patterson has to go as soon as possible. And then JP Finley asked Dan Quinn, he was like, whether he's told the team yet about Jayden officially being quarterback 1. He said, no, I think they probably figured it out before you guys did. So, I mean, I guess he was kind of joking there, being serious at the same time. Like, you see him taking all the number 1 snaps, him starting in the preseason games and playing well. So it's basically self-explanatory. He just had to go out there and say it. But of course, the guys probably knew that before the media and the fans did for sure. Updates on Johnny Newton and Brandon Coleman. They're unlikely to get teamwork until maybe later in the week. Dan Quinn said that Brandon Coleman a little ahead of Johnny Newton, but not by much. So the only disappointing thing about that is Brandon Coleman going to be available week 1? We have a couple weeks before the season starts, but him missing time and missing reps, it gives an opportunity for Cornelius Lucas to start. So that's the only thing. That's the only concern for me there. Is that honestly, I think if I had to bet week 1, I think Cornelius is going to start because he's week to week with that pec injury. So who knows? But Johnny Newton, we'll see. I think he should be. We'll see if he's ready for week 1. Hopefully he is. And the cornerback situation, he said he was impressed by Tyree Castro-Fields. A lot of you guys pointed him out from the game the other day, saying that he played really well. And then Dan Quinn also said they're in the middle of that in determining the best combination of outside corners with Ben St. Juste, Emmanuel Forbes, and Michael Davis. Personally, I think they need to sign a free agent. I know the free agent selection is dire. There's not a lot out there, but they do need to look around. They need to look around. There's some guys that are still available that I feel like they can help, that are better than the guys that we have on the roster, being losing reps to third-string wide receivers and giving up touchdowns to third-string quarterbacks and third-string wide receivers. So I think Dan Quinn needs to still look around. Him and Adam Peters need to look around. But good news about Castro-Fields, for sure. But all right, you guys, that's about it. I just want to talk about that. Andrew Elliott had a 47.6 PFF grade against the Dolphins. Nick Allegretti had a 49.2, which is not good. And let's see here. Emmanuel Forbes had a 66.6. Ben St. Juste had a 43.2 PFF grade. So you guys take that for whatever it's worth. And once again, make sure you guys check out BetUS. 125% sign up bonus for first-time users. For your first 3 deposits, use the link down below in the description to take advantage of that good deal from BetUS. Celtics Commanders, peace.